I think if I hear you call me Becky one more time, six-pack, I'm gonna pop your tops. All six of them.
Who are you?
Hey, this is Matt once again. Welcome back to another review. There's another paid request, this time from Jamil. And for those interested in requesting pretty much any type of videos, feel free to send them either directly to my PayPal or join my Patreon. Pretty much any type of video I'll get to as soon as I can. And again, both the links will be in the info box, if you wish. And the reason I'm kind of, I wouldn't say out of it, but a bit conflicted is because I saw this film called Homer and Eddie, which is a very odd movie. At times, it seems like it was billed as a comedy, but it's not. This is more of a drama with some weird tonal shifts. And it's from the director that before this did Runaway Train, and after this, well, actually the same year, did Tango and Cash. Or at least most of Tango and Cash, before he was fired. And it stars James Belushi and Whoopi Goldberg as two people who are mentally not there. One is a nice guy, but is mentally challenged because as a kid he got a baseball to the head, and since then he's been mentally challenged, but still able to do, regular things. And he is going home to Oregon to see his father who's sick. He hasn't seen his parents in a long time. And along the way he gets robbed. Ultimately he meets up with Whoopi Goldberg, who is an escaped mental patient who has homicidal tendencies. At times will be in a bathroom, hear things, smash her head into a fucking mirror, at one point shoots and kills and murders someone at a gas station to steal money. But hey, it's not truly her fault because she has a tumor that she may have maybe a month to live. And it's the tumor, the walnut-sized tumor, that does it. And she's like, well, that's no excuse, but this is what it is. And I'm sitting there going, what in the fuck is this movie? James Belushi, I'm conflicted on his performance because it's very broad. I mean, I like James Belushi as an actor, and he does come across as a sweet guy. At least that's the thing. He comes across as a sweet guy. But at the same time, I don't know I should be cringing or not with how he's portraying this character. I don't know anyone who's mentally challenged or brain damaged. I don't know anyone. So whether this is the right way, the wrong way to portray it, I don't know. But it's very broad. You know, he waves like this. okay, like he almost has a baby talk voice. Like, okay, yeah, hello Eddie, because his name is Homer and Whoopi's character's name Eddie. Eddie, okay Eddie, let's go over here. It's I don't know how to feel about it honestly, other than the character comes off sweet, and he wants to do the right thing and he wants to do what's best. And it's a road trip movie where it's like this weird tonal shifts where it goes from, like I said, Whoopi Goldberg smashing her head against a fucking mirror, and Belushi has to hold her. Stop it, idiot! Stop it! Okay, I won't mention you. You needed to brush your teeth. I promise, Eddie. I promise. And they're both crying on the bathroom floor, and then a minute later they're on the road, and Whoopi Goldberg sees a busload of cheerleaders going, "Hey, you want to come down and sit on his face?" And that's the next scene. I, that's the next fucking scene. And you have appearances from some recognizable people. Anne Ramsey, I think this was her last film, or at least one of her last films. Anne Ramsey was the mom in Throw Mama from the Train. She was one of the bad guys in The Lost Boys. She was, of the three, she was the mom, bad. She was the mother of the bad guys in, not The Lost Boys, The Goonies, The Lost Boys. I had The Lost Boys on the brain, so I don't know why I mentioned a lot. Like, what the fuck? The Goonies. Because you have Joe Pantoliano, you have Robert Davi, and then you have the mom of their character, and that's Anne Ramsey. The Goonies and The Lost Boys, yeah, they're the same movie. The Goonies. The Anne Ramsey as a store clerk who does catch Belushi stealing stuff. And I liked her. She was a good personality to have in movies, and she's like, she knows he was swiping stuff even though he's trying to be secretive. It's like, he's going to pay for a gumball, and then she's like, what about the stuff you swiped? And he gives his stories like, just get out of here. Like, she's just going to let him go, I'd get out of here. And, you know, Whoopi Goldberg, there are some lines that I don't mind from her. Like, Whoopi Goldberg's performance, I don't think is bad. Yeah, she does, you know, the twitchy stuff, but I think it's a good performance. You know, when Belushi is telling about what happened to him as a kid and it messed up his brainstem, and she's like, what the fuck is a brainstem? And he's got, like, stitches. Man, that's like Frankenstein and shit. But then she gets these wild homicidal mood swings where she's threatening patrons and she shoots one guy in the shoulder to steal his money, and then later on kills a person to steal his money at a gas station. And okay, I said recognizable people. Anne Ramsey. John Waters, the director, is one of the guys that steals Belushi's money early on in the film. Karen Black. She is a pimp because Whoopi Goldberg decides to get Belushi laid by going to her cousin, who is a hooker, and you get the idea that maybe he doesn't know what that is, so he's pretty much just dancing with her and such. And there are times where Whoopi's robbing innocent folks, and the movie's justifying it because she's got this tumor and she can't control it, but it's like, still, I don't know if I can say I really like her character. It's again, you watch some advertising, it's like it's a comedy. And it's trying to have comedic moments, but then it's like this really dark stuff. I'm like, I don't know how to feel about this. I don't know if this is a review. I don't know if this is a rant. I can see why it gets some low ratings from critics and even IMDb stuff. Again, Belushi's performance, I don't know if I'm supposed to cringe at it or what. Whoopi Goldberg, her performance, I would say it's not that confliction of is it cringy, it's just her performance is good, but her character, I guess because she's like a schizo. And then I will say it's one of those movies I would go, where the fuck is this movie going? Like they have a hotel conversation about God and there ain't no God. At least to Belushi trapping her in a fucking closet. And I'm like, well, no, this is not a comedy. I think that's the thing. If people see this and they go in expecting a wacky comedy or even hey, these two work together on Jumpin' Jack Flash because Belushi was in Jumpin' Jack Flash, which is my favorite Whoopi Goldberg film. I actually want to watch that again sometime just for fun. But if you go in expecting this to be a comedy, you're gonna be sorely mistaken. As a drama, I don't know if the word manipulative is the right one to use, but see other familiar faces. Tiny Lister Jr. may rest in peace. He's there as a bar patron, and Belushi starts talking baseball and gets Tiny Lister to smile and give him a cigar. And it's like there's a lot of glum stuff in this. Like Whoopi, they don't see Whoopi Goldberg's mother, and they go, oh, she's at the cemetery. Now, I didn't see this coming where, okay, the cemetery's a grave. No, she really is at the cemetery because she's homeless. And the woman goes, when the time comes to die, it'll be right for you, and you'll be glad. And I go, what? You'll be glad? When the time comes to die, you'll be glad? It'll be right for you and you'll be glad? What the fuck? What the fuck kind of message is that? What the fuck kind of message is that? This is a rant. I gotta say, this is a rant because at the end of the day, I was not much a fan of the movie. Because of this, like, what the fuck is this movie thing where, again, Belushi's performance, I don't know if I should like or dislike it. I don't know. Whoopi Goldberg, or before, I'm repeating myself. And, okay, spoiler alert for the ending. Belushi gets home. His father has already died. He sees his mom. His mom says some nice stuff. But when he comes out, he realizes they didn't want me. They never wanted me. And then a minute or two later, they're at a party, and he's happy. He's got like a fucking guinea pig, and he's dancing with people, and it's, oh, this guy's going to give me a job. And I'm like, so are you going to live with your mom? The mom that you said, they never really wanted me. But nothing's followed through with that. Like that whole thing where, oh, my parents never really wanted me. But nothing's really done with that information. Nothing's really done to, okay, is there going to be a confrontation? Is Whoopi Goldberg going to confront the mom? Be like, this guy, this guy's a good guy. Like, a come to Jesus moment between Whoopi Goldberg and this mom who didn't want her kid. Even though she says, oh, you could come live with us for a while. So, I guess, what, is he going to live with his mom? Is he going to live somewhere else? You have this one girl that pops up for like a minute with glasses, who this one guy's sister. Is that going to be a girlfriend from Belushi? Is it not? Dude, nothing's really followed up, and it's like bringing it up, but nah, forget about it. Because then spoiler alert, Whoopi Goldberg leaves. She gets to a gas station. She can't find the money. She accidentally pulls up her gun. The guy's like, just take the money and leave. She's like, no, no, no. She takes the money. She turns around and she gets shot in the stomach. Belushi finds her. Throughout that town, she kept seeing Jesus, but it's just some crazy guy dragging a giant cross. And then Whoopi Goldberg dies, and Belushi's like, oh, God's going to take care of you. And then the movie's over. I'm like, well, when your mom said when the time comes to die, it'll be right for you and you'll be glad, Whoopi Goldberg didn't sound too fucking glad. it'll be right for you. I mean, I guess that's supposed to be the penance where she killed a gas station attendant or a store clerk, so another store clerk kills her. I guess that's supposed to be some, whether it be penance or irony or retribution or something else to that effect. Again, I just sit there and go, what the fuck is this movie? Homer and Eddie, what was it? You know, it's funny, I was reading some comments to try to understand, not that the plot's confusing, but like the tone, and someone mentioned, whoa, was this supposed to be Oscar bait? Was it? Was it supposed to be Oscar bait? Because you have the director who did Runaway Train, which was a very critically praised film, and maybe Whoopi Goldberg and Belushi thought, well, maybe this will get us some awards. It didn't. It backfired big time because the film didn't do anything. I don't even think it got... I think it got a DVD, but it might be one of those like pressed DVD-R type of DVDs. No one ever talks about this film. I mean, yeah, when Whoopi Goldberg... I hear more people talking about Jumpin' Jack Flash, which is my favorite, or Burglar, which is a better movie than this, or Ghost, which she did a year after, which is a much better movie. And then Whoopi would get her Oscar. But this, it's not the worst movie ever. Again, the performances, oh, there's John Waters. Oh, there's Karen Black. Oh, there's Tiny Lister. Rest in peace. Rest in peace. I wasn't bored. I wasn't bored because I'm wondering what the fuck's going to happen next. It's the movie in itself is a confliction of tones, of ideas. It wants to be a road trip movie, at times wacky. It wants to be a very coming of age story for Belushi's character. It wants to be this dire straits talk of mental health. It wants to be this solemn, sad ending. It wants to be a whole bunch of fucking things. And at the end of the day, I just sit here and I go, it wasn't boring, but man, it was... A train wreck is too big to say. It's not a train wreck. It was a bad call, Ripley. It was a bad call. There's some decent direction. I went in during the driving sequences. There's some nice looking shots, whether the camera following the car behind when it's going through tunnels or when they're looking out and seeing some of the scenery. There's one interesting shot when Whoopi Goldberg kills the gas station. She kills the gas station attendant. She's gotten to the car. Belushi doesn't realize this yet. He's knocked on it. The camera like follows the car to Belushi, and when he turns, it's this weird push-in where it like goes in and pushes into Whoopi's face. I don't know how to put it. The way that shot was done, I go, oh, that looked kind of cool. It doesn't seem like a regular push-in because of like the speed it happens, and it didn't look like it was speeding up the film, but it's like there's certain shots like that that are pretty decent. There are some nice chemistry moments between Whoopi and Belushi. I like the two actors. It just, with Belushi, I'd rather just go watch K9. With Whoopi, I'd rather go watch Jumpin' Jack Flash. Or with Belushi, I'd rather go watch Red Heat. And Whoopi, I'd rather go watch Ghost. So I don't know what else to say. If you're curious because of the two actors, give it a watch, and I'd be curious to hear your opinion on the film. We'll see you guys later. Bye-bye.